Good evening, Pittsburgh sports fans, and welcome to the Pittsburgh Sports Desk. Joining me are my co-hosts, Edward, Tracy, and Mac. What's going on tonight, gentlemen? How we doing?
We're doing well, thank you, Bill.
Yeah. Okay.
Fine as can be.
Mac is fine as fabric, so that's good.
Hi, Mac.
Okay.
Hi, Eddie. Hello, Billy.
Hello,
Saz,
Trace.
Sax.
Hello, Mac. Hello, Ed.
Good night, John Boy.
Hello, hello, TV land. All right. Got some stuff to talk about. We have an offensive coordinator. We got a defensive coordinator. We got a special teams coach. We don't have the quarterback situation figured out yet, but we're working on it. We got a lot to talk about. We want to get into this tonight. Also, I want your reaction on some of these hires. And then we want to get into the quarterback situation because I think there's some uncertainty going on there. But then, some things were said by McCarthy, and we'll kind of analyze that. Also, I want to, it's Super Bowl week, so we got to talk some Super Bowl. Do a little preview of the big game happening on Sunday. Talk about that. Talk about the Penguins, kind of coming down to earth these last couple games. Get into that. You got the looming Olympic break coming up here. I think it's much needed for these Penguins, if you ask me. Also, next week, Pirates report to spring training. Pitchers and catchers report. Full workout, I believe, on the 16th. So, and then they actually start playing a game, Grapefruit League game on the 21st. So, talk a little bit about that. Close out the Riverhounds. Riverhounds are working, getting ready, prepping for the season. So, we'll talk a little bit about that as well. But let's get into these Steelers. We got a comment already. Hello. I'm back, boys. Your favorite Titans fan. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well there, Sammy.
Man,
So,
I haven't seen him in ages. What's up, brother?
yeah. So, all right, guys. We have an offensive coordinator. We have a defensive coordinator. We've got a special teams coach. Let's get into the OC hire today, Brian Angelecchio. What do you guys think? What's your thoughts on this hire?
Go ahead, Trace, you're first.
Don't everybody start on.
Listening to 93.7 today, and they were kind of putting it out there that it's one of those unique characters. It's like he likes to think a lot. I know he's had only a few offensive coordinator positions at a few colleges and such, but I understand he's one of those guys that's literally at the office all the time and doesn't have much going on at home. So I don't know what that translates to, but I don't even know how you say his name right.
Translates to high divorce rates. That's what it translates to.
Well, I don't think this guy has anything that's even he's hanging around to become the Mr. Billy, from what I understand.
Busy sacks, but don't worry. As Willie Nelson cooed, you were always on my mind. I like
Ladies
it.
and gentlemen, the bromance continues.
I like it.
It never stopped.
I like it.
Never end.
Mac, what's your take on the whole Angelecchio hire?
I don't know a whole lot about the guy. I read about him a little bit today. University of Pitt guy back in the day. Basically spent his entire coaching career in the tight end industry. Considering we got, I think, 17 of them on the roster, maybe it'll come in handy.
Tight end industry. That's a booming industry, I hear, by the way.
It's definitely it's similar to the steel industry around the city,
Right.
Because we don't use it a whole lot.
Good.
But, this is his first OC gig. I think he got a little points being out in Minnesota in the passing game situation and benefited from quite a receiving core that team has. I'm not knocking the guy. I don't know a whole lot about him, but I think that's where he's getting a lot of his clout. Spent a little time with Ed's team down there in Washington.
It was a single season.
Yeah,
which is a little
I
time.
don't know a whole lot about this.
Which is a little time by my definition. One season. I mean, I would say that's a little time. So,
Well, thanks, Bill. I appreciate the support.
you're welcome.
Hey, Ed, what do you got to say about that little time?
Well, he went to a team that was in complete dysfunction, so it doesn't really matter what he did. That's why he left and only stayed here, because obviously the man is smart. It's an interesting hire only because
Touche.
he doesn't have the. I mean, obviously they're going to hire a quarterbacks coach. He had the benefit of just as you said, Mac. He had a great offensive line. He had a great quarterback in Darnold. He led to the rebirth of Darnold. Passing coordinator is a huge part of the offense. That's the person that creates, the levels, the both vertical and horizontal levels, comes up with the combinations. So obviously he did stuff catered to his quarterback at the time, which was Darnold. They don't really have a quarterback anymore, so he had a down year, but that's not really his fault. It's the fact that they sold their franchise to J.J. McCarthy, who is I don't even know what he is. But it's an interesting hire because, I mean, the head coach is going to call the plays. So he's going to build the game plans. He's going to rep them. He's going to go through it. But ultimately, he's not going to call the plays. So I think that's what McCarthy wanted. He wanted somebody who is, different ways of thinking in the passing game, because the Steelers' passing game is crap. And it's been crap for a long time. So maybe this will lead for them to get a wide receiver. Maybe he'll have some clout in the draft room and say, hey, get me another wide receiver. They have more than enough tight ends, which you guys both said. I mean, they've got 64 on the roster. I think they're only going to keep 3, so 61 are going to need to find a new job. But I think it's an interesting hire. He has the benefit also of being many different organizations, right? So he can bring a little bit from each organization, except for the Redskins.
I think here's what I see with in general. I think McCarthy is he's having a balance, right? It's kind of a healthy balance. He's hiring old guys, he's hiring new guys. He's hiring, he's hiring first-time guys at this, it's just, listen, Angelecchio comes from the Minnesota Vikings. Ed, like you had said, he served as a pass game coordinator / tight ends coach under Kevin O'Connell since 2022. So you're right. He had Darnold. He played a role in shaping Darnold's career or rekindling it, if you would. I think he's, from what all reports are of him, he's expected to bring the modern style, passing oriented perspective to the offense, which is, moving away from that traditional Steeler run heavy, that the previous era seemed to always gravitate towards. He has 30 years of coaching experience, like you guys had said, previous stints with the Packers. That's how McCarthy, I think, was comfortable picking him, because Angelecchio was his tight ends coach in Green Bay from 2016 to 2018. There's some familiarity when it comes to McCarthy from that standpoint. Like I said, nearly 30 years, stints with the Packers, Browns, in Washington. Known for his work with tight ends. Known for his work with tight ends. He, another feather in his cap was, a lot of people say that he was one of the guys that really, was able to utilize TJ Hawkinson in Minnesota. And we all know that there's been a lot of tight end controversy, especially in this recent season, with Pat Freiermuth not getting the reps or the catches that a lot of people would like to see, and including myself. I mean, I thought he was just grossly underutilized. I think you can. All you got to do is look at the stats to see that. We got Fritzy chiming in. Hey, Yinzers, we went from mediocre Mike to mediocre Mike. I lost faith in the Steelers. I don't know. He's never happy, folks. You could have Jesus himself coaching this team, and he would.
Well, I mean,
that would be Jesus, Bill.
Yeah, but in his defense, in Todd's defense, Jesus is really old. So
yeah. So those are all the good points that I those are all the good points that I laid out for Angelecchio. Here's some of the not necessarily bad points, but maybe some risky factors that they might be experiencing with him a little bit. He's a first time play caller, right? He has extensive coaching experience, but
ahead,
more than likely, I mean, he's going to be, more than likely McCarthy's going to be calling the plays. However, I think there's going to be some times where he's going to be chiming in, and there's going to be some he's I don't know. I mean, I think those duties could be split up a little bit from what I'm hearing. Do you think or no?
No, I think it's going to be McCarthy.
Me too.
I'm in the consensus. I don't think McCarthy's giving that up.
Okay,
I just don't. And you might have something there, Bill. I just don't see it.
Well, so that being said, then his role might be more focused on game planning, passing game coordination strategy rather than that indirect or direct in-game play calling.
Look, the Steelers never had any layered routes. They really didn't. It was a go ball it was a go route for somebody to clear out underneath. Then you'd run a crosser. I mean, they didn't really have any ingenuity at all in their play calls. They just didn't. It was basic, vanilla, ordinary. That's the way they've been that's why Tomlin had to go. That's the way they've been. It was basic, ordinary. He refused to allow people to throw over the middle. What kind of idiotic coach says that? Like, that's just ridiculous. So maybe you're going to open.
Well, they never had a losing season, Eddie.
And that's not true. They never had a season below 500. Losing seasons, they've had plenty of them, Trace. Under him, they had 13 of them. 13 or 15. No, actually, 15.
Anything shy of a Super Bowl's losing season for us, Ed.
Right. So he had 18. You're right. He had 18 losing seasons.
In reference to this OC pick, I will say this is he at least has some track record with success. I mean, he was with Cousins for a year and a half. When he first started, and if it wasn't for a bum Achilles, who knows, what would have happened there. Cousins might still be in town, and this guy might be promoted to OC in Minnesota, and we might not know Paul McCartney's brother. Okay, but he has a track record. He has the down year, the second half of 23, I believe it was, when they had like 18 quarterbacks, Dobbs and the crew, and then they brought Darnold in, right? So he has success there, and then last year, again, not his fault, but I think he has a little bit of success. As to what role he has, who knows? But he at least was involved in a successful passing game, for 2.5 solid years. We can all say that.
Well, and we'll get into this too, but he's inheriting a lot of things. He's inheriting right now, currently, as of today, an uncertain QB situation. He's inheriting an offense that struggled to break into the top 20 in total yards for the last few years. Not since the triple Bs, I mean, we'll get into it, I know, but for all intents and purposes, I think that all signs point to Rodgers returning. But it's kind of like I'm very cautiously optimistic, I guess, is the best way to put it on this. I'm happy that the initial reports, I guess, of the hiring, and when you look at it, it looks like it's going to be a shift towards a more modern passing and a pass-focused offense which we haven't had in a very long time. But he's, I don't know, having the title as offensive coordinator. Do you think that that's like a step up from passing game coordinator and tight ends coach? I mean, or is that, the fact that he's probably not going to be calling the plays, is that going to be, is that not going to be that much of a jump?
That's a huge jump for him.
Oh, it's a huge jump.
Yep, I think so too.
Well, that's what
I'm sorry, Ed.
I think it's a huge jump as well. I agree.
I mean, who's to say that it's not his game? Also, Bill, who's to say it's not his game?
Put it this way, this guy's in a no-lose situation. he's going to come into a situation where he's the OC. If McCarthy calls the right plays and this offense is successful, then he's going to get credit. If they don't, he doesn't call plays, so he's not going to get any guilt. There's no risk for this guy. Pure profit. That's all he's in for.
So he could design the offense. He could create the plays. He could do all that stuff and then just hand them over to McCarthy and say, "Hey, this is what looks good." You can follow in practice, and it just depends on how McCarthy. I don't see McCarthy as a Tomlin. I don't. I see McCarthy as listening to people who are intelligent and people who are smarter than him, because that's what you.
I think that's what this guy is from what I'm hearing from initial reports. I think this guy's one of those brains.
He's sharp. He's just coming into a situation with no quarterback. Is a problem.
Well, and he has 30 years of coaching experience, which is a lot when you look at it. That's a decent amount. I mean, he's been at it. He's been at it since '96. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I know there's a lot of people, Bill, that aren't happy about this signing. But considering that McCarthy's going to run the show, they had to bring someone in that's, for lack of words, out of his league. He's not an OC, and I think he's brought in to learn that, maybe as a mind, like Trace keeps bringing up. Maybe he is that mind and just, someone that McCarthy's, can work with. He worked with him, for a little bit in Green Bay, and so maybe he just knows him and he wants somebody that's, malleable. So not a dominant.
You don't want that. You want to know person. You don't want a yes man. That's the problem Tomlin had. He was a yes. He surrounded himself with inferior, talented coaches who all said yes to him, and those that didn't say yes left him, went on to have successful careers.
Elsewhere,
Right, they just did.
Yeah, I think that the fact that McCarthy's going to be calling the plays more than likely. I mean, that's the initial reports. That's what we're hearing. I think it takes some pressure off this guy because now he can kind of focus on his expertise, which is passing game, coordinating the passing game. Yeah, implementing the tight ends more, which, hey, I don't look at that as a bad thing. God, I wanted more tight end. I wanted them to throw to the tight end way more last year, and they didn't do it. They just refused to do it. Yeah, the sons of bitches. But it's just. I mean, I
think if you're a Steeler fan, the encouraging thing is that they're finally getting close to a number that is respectable for coaches. They have the lightest coaching staff in the NFL. The more positional coaches they get, if you're a Steelers fan, the better off you're going to be, because now that's what it takes to develop players, right?
Right.
Wasn't that what I brought up with when Ray was on? To make sure, hey, was this coaching staff going to grow? And he said the word robust. I'm hoping that it does that.
Well, McCarthy's surrounded. You're right, Ed. He's surrounding himself not with yes men, but with guys who are credible. Yeah. Who are Tomlin was all about, hey, I've got to be the smartest guy in the room. I've got to be the smartest guy in the room. I can't hire somebody that's smarter than me. Hence, Brian Flores. I mean, I really believe there was a lot of rift between. Yeah. I really believe that there was a lot of rift between him and Flores, just because Flores probably had innovative ideas and Mike Tomlin just couldn't stand that. That was he just couldn't stand that.
He had exotic blitz packages for the linebackers, everything.
Right.
Critical thinkers. I think that's what we have as critical thinkers. And, man, I'm excited about it. Somebody put some strategy in here.
We got JT chiming in, our buddy. We need 2 wideouts, Lemon from USC in round 1, Keon Coleman in a trade. Hey, we're going to have to get you on, JT. I know you're a big draft guy. We want to pick your brain on some draft stuff here.
Big sexy.
So, yeah. Hope to see you in the booth, too, this year, JT, in the Riverhounds.
It's going to be a quiet booth if you're not there. It's going to be Billy and I yelling at each other.
Oh, jeez.
It probably is. Not lying. It's going to be you and I, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, let's. We talked about the OC. Let's transition over to the DC. Patrick Graham.
How many more offensive coaches? How many more? I mean, you got to talk about how all the coaches they hired on offense, right?
Well, go ahead, fire away.
No, I don't know.
Well, I wasn't gonna. I was. Hey, we've got an hour on this show. I wasn't gonna sit here and we got to talk Super Bowl. We've got to talk. I mean, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, if we had a 2-hour show,
gone by, we could have just talked about their new special teams coordinator.
well, I was gonna move on to the defensive coordinator.
Go for it, Bubba.
All right. I mean, there's been this is another one. This is another. We've talked about a lot of people kind of been wishy-washy on the whole thing with the OC. How about the defensive coordinator? Patrick Graham. I'm just going to say this about him. He's generally viewed. This is generally viewed as an upgrade for the defense. However, if you look at what you look at some analysis on this guy. His past defenses have had the tendency to break down in some critical moments. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, how much different is it from the Raiders? I mean, they have a younger stud edge rusher. I don't know that it's that as robust as everybody think it is. The defense.
Well,
there's holes everywhere.
Agreed. What's your guys' take on the hiring of Patrick Graham?
I'll jump in.
Go ahead.
Covered this when we talked about this last week. I brought this up. I don't understand this at all. Okay, in terms of a fresh guy with the OC, this guy has a track record of his defenses being in the bottom half of the league every single year. 7 years, awful. Yards, points. You pick the stat. It's god awful. Now, if they're waiting on their, historic defense, and I'm borrowing knowledge from last year, but they're just a year older, okay? And I don't understand what this guy's going to bring to improve anything. He hasn't done it ever. So what do we? I don't understand this hire. He was supposed to be the guy that you brought in that was the most important piece because he was going to run the show. Because you got McCarthy running the O. This guy's supposed to run the whole defense. So you trusted him when he ranks 25th or last in yards every single year that he's been a defensive coordinator. Every single year. I don't get it. Trace, please help.
I don't either. And we're talking about we think they might stay with a 3-4. So how much experience does this guy have with a 3-4?
He's done that most of his career, 3-4.
Really?
He is known as a 3-4 coach. However, he's the one that made Max Crosby because he basically went to a 4-man front and had Crosby up and down the line. And now Watt's much older, right? And that's what Watt should have been doing his whole career. He started in his first year going up and down the line. I mean, that's what you do. If you're a Hall of Famer, All-Star, you go up and down the line, and it's just like the movie you see, and they look at the line, they go, all right, who's my this play? That's what Micah Parsons does. That's what do. If he's able to do that, I mean, you have a quote from Bill Belichick, Graham's defensive philosophy is malleable, modern, and shaped by several mentors, right? He looks to make the offense beat them with their hand off, so to speak. Meanwhile, taking away their greatest strength and forcing the offense to do something they don't want to do. Now, Mac just spit out the stats, and I'm going to say words are great, but stats just don't lie. They just don't.
No.
I don't know.
Here comes the familiarity again. Graham coached under McCarthy in Green Bay for one season in 2018. He was the linebackers coach for them. He's since been the defensive coordinator for 3 teams: the Giants, the Raiders, and the Dolphins. His track record as a defensive coordinator is not stellar. It's not stellar.
Stellar isn't even the word, Bill. It's putrid.
Yeah.
That's a big word.
He's had a top 10 scoring defense just twice in his career as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
His yardage ranking hasn't been higher than 26th. Yeah. We're giving up yardage.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in 7 years.
Yeah.
He's perfect.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when you look at it, he had Max Crosby, arguably one of the best, up there with one of the best defensive guys in the league. I'm with you. I don't look at this. For me, the OC looks better than what this hire is.
It does.
Well,
Yeah,
there's no question. It's hard to outdo how bad this looks right now.
JT. He had Khalil Mack also.
I mean, put it this way:
A little bit.
if this guy comes in and he bombs, right? You know, say he coaches 2 or 3 years, that'll make 10 years of awful defensive teams that he's coached. Are we going to look at ourselves and go, "What were we thinking?" I don't know. I don't get it at all.
If it's a new Steeler era, all that stuff, they have the flexibility and dexterity within the organization to give somebody a try and immediately move off from them like other teams do. If it doesn't work, then it's a different organization. If they don't, then it's the same organization doing the exact same thing, just peddling out old players. You know, it's just they have to have the ability to be flexible and be dynamic, and they haven't been that organization for God knows how long.
I agree with you, Ed. But you give a guy a chance that hasn't had 7 years already, Ed.
Yeah,
Right.
You could have gone younger and taken a staff assistant off.
Take a flyer. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And
But
another
there's
question
wild
I had:
ideas.
didn't he coach? Another question I had: didn't he coached under Belichick? I believe for a little while as well, right? Or as
Back
like a
in the
wasn't
day,
he like a
that's where he
linebacker?
started.
Wasn't he a linebacker?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. He was like a linebackers coach, I think, for them as well.
Yeah, and he worked the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're right,
there was a
man.
guy out there they could have had. His name was James Schwartz.
Well,
Sure.
again, you know, this is a familiarity hire with McCarthy. He worked with him, you know, back in 2018.
The Schwartz.
As he did with Angelecchio. He worked with him as well. So, but I'm with you. I didn't really look at this Patrick Graham hiring as that good of a hire. Would have tried to move heaven and earth to get Jim Schwartz is what I would have done. I mean, as soon as what's his name got the head coaching job and Schwartz was pissed about it, I would have been in the car if I was I would have been in the car if I was Steelers brass, and I'd have been driving to Berea, Ohio, trying to get Jim Schwartz. That's a guy I would have liked to see.
It would have been nice.
And everybody's saying about how Jim Schwartz was really pissed off with the Browns organization. What a way to shove it in their face, getting hired by the Steelers, taking a job with the Steelers. You know, what a way to throw up the proverbial middle finger at that organization.
I think he's looking for a head coaching job, though. That's the only reason why he wouldn't
Yeah.
come here right now.
You're right. I mean, that's what I've been hearing as well. That's why he's looking for a head coaching job. Because let's face it, he was pissed that he didn't get that head coaching job. He was angry, because he kind of
but he was terrible with the Lions.
He was.
Absolutely,
I agree.
terrible.
He was terrible.
He
let.
Yeah, Mac and I have this conversation all the time. There are head coaches, and then there are coordinators. Josh McDaniel, phenomenal OC, terrible head coach.
Right.
Yes.
Right? North Turner, same way. I mean, you just keep
Right.
lining up. Wade Phillips, great DC, won a Super Bowl. He's a terrible head coach. Jim Schwartz won a Super Bowl, great DC, terrible head coach.
Robert Saleh.
Robert Salah, I can't believe he got another job.
Yeah.
Great DC.
So quick with Tennessee. Yeah, so quick with Tennessee.
Picked him up right
Tennessee was so quick to hire. We just had our buddy chime in, Sammy. Sammy, what do you think of the hire by your Titans?
Sammy's down there, yeah.
So
We'll have to wait for Sammy's answer.
yeah, chime in, Sam, if you're still on. Tell us what you think about that Salah hire for your Titans. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Coach LeBeau had trouble, right? He was a great coordinator. Couldn't do it as a head coach.
Right. Well, Jim Schwartz, the biggest thing I saw with Jim Schwartz and the Lions, he lost control of that team.
Right. Yeah.
He lost control of that team. He had Dominic Sue. That guy was under Schwartz. How many times did he get flagged for personal foul? And Jim Schwartz always defended him. Always defended him. dirty plays that he did, and Jim Schwartz always defend. I agree. He lost. He was not a very good head coach. He lost control of that Lions team.
Phenomenal DC though. I mean, he's
Yes.
Well, hey, how about the jackass in New York at the Jets? How about him? He phenomenal coordinator. He sucks as a head coach. He's terrible. He's he gets one win and he's celebrating like he
like it's 1999.
Ridiculousness. Aaron Glenn. I think Aaron Glenn's a great coordinator. I think he's a terrible head coach. So
yeah.
Totally. All right, let's talk special teams. So Danny Smith goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
He went to Atlanta.
No, he went to Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Sure about that, Clark?
I'm positive about that. Gets hired by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They get another Danny Crossman.
What are the odds of that, Bill?
Oh, I know. Now everybody's going to say, McCarthy's got a Danny. He likes the name Danny. Now everybody's going to be saying
we know two of them. That's the only two we know.
Exactly. It's improbable.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Huh?
What?
Who?
What?
Nah.
Huh?
Nah, stop. He's going to do that game. Keep going, Bill. He's going to do that game. Keep going.
No, so Danny Crossman gets hired. I mean, he's special teams coordinator for the Dolphins, Bills, Lions, Carolina Panthers since 2003. I don't know. I mean,
that's great. I mean, you can only improve them. They're bad, so make them better.
Well,
right.
Did you really think special teams was bad under Smith?
Dude, you gave up a touchdown because he didn't tell the rookie what to do. I mean, they were not perfect special teams, and they haven't been for a couple of years, Bill. We've talked about that for a couple of years. They have not been good for a couple of years. They've been giving up the hidden yardage. We talked about it for at least 3 or 4 years on this show.
Yeah, I didn't think they were that bad, though.
Again, it's a clean house. You have to have a new perspective on everything. You're not going to – I mean, he's not somebody I would –
Well, I get it. I mean, as soon as Tomlin stepped down, Danny Smith went down and interviewed for that job with Tampa Bay, and they hired him right away. Yeah. I mean, it was quick.
I don't think special teams was awful, but I don't think it was great. No. You buy this new guy a pack of Bubblicious. We won't tell the difference. Okay.
It'll just be Danny chewing gum on the sidelines.
Here's another connection. Danny Crossman, he has a Pitt connection too. He played at Pitt. Yeah, he played at Pitt, and he was I believe he coached a couple years at Pitt as well. And I don't know the connection, but I know McCarthy knows him as well. They had coached at one time or another together somewhere. I don't remember, but I know they have a connection as well. So coverages, that's the big thing we don't like about the special teams in the last couple of years is coverages, right? I mean, is that the big thing? I mean, I think the kicking game has been pretty decent.
I thought so, except for punting.
You didn't think Corliss Waitman was that good last year?
He shanked a few. It was better than the year before. The other guy we had, I can't remember his name.
Shankoponymous?
Yeah, Shankoponymous.
Well, we had that Austin for a while. The guy that looked like Bill Burr, the Australian guy.
Yep.
Wasn't his name Austin, I believe?
I think so.
Austin, Texas? Or Boston, Massachusetts?
His last name was Austin. I don't remember. But I don't remember his first name. I think it was Connor, or who cares? But anyways, I didn't think it was terrible. I mean, I thought there were some breakdowns in coverages last year, but I mean, that was a big thing, with that whole touchdown thing. I know that was a big thing. Not making sure that the young kid knows what to do in that scenario. I know that was a big that followed all on Danny Smith. I agree with that. So
I think you just need fresh. You need fresh voices. Period.
Well, yeah, you have to clean house. You have a regime change. You have to clean house. There's nobody left from the Tomlin regime. Is there? I don't think there's anybody left. I don't think they retained
guys.
anybody.
A few of the positional coaches stayed. I can't remember they're off the top of my head. It was
I
like a
don't think
handful.
I don't think
So
so.
I think the linebackers coach I thought I heard was staying. I thought I heard the tight ends coach. There's a couple more. It's not many, and like other positions, but the two other positions were executive positions that they hired, and I can't remember the names of them. But it's like football operations or something like that too, as well. I think that, in addition to, will help. But this special teams thing, I didn't think it was poor. I just think that if we had more consistent punting is the only thing we'd like.
Yeah. More net punts. I agree. More punts that pin teams back in their own, in their own territory. I agree. But I didn't think Corliss Waitman was all that bad last year. I thought he did pretty.
I think he can get a little bit better, and he'll be exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah. So
They still got. The coaches they hired. They're still a little lights. They got obviously the OC. Their quarterbacks coach is Tom Arth. Offensive line coach James Campen. Running backs coach Raymond Chinyoung Sr. Adam Henry, wide receivers coach. Assistant offensive line coach is Jahari Evans. That's not that many on offense.
Yet, we're hoping that grows.
Yeah, because I know Dominic Pecco just joined for defensive line. So,
Well, how many did they retain? Was I wrong? I thought they had. It was like a handful. I read that somewhere. I don't just make things up.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to who they were last year because Tomlin didn't allow them to be alive.
Well, I know Eddie Faulkner went to where did he go? He went to the Ravens, I think. The running backs coach last year. I believe he went to the Ravens, didn't he? Under Jesse Minner.
He may have. I
Yeah,
don't
that rings a bell.
Yeah. What'd you guys think about Cam Hayward speaking highly on McCarthy, and he's wants to stay in Pittsburgh, wants to keep playing. Plus, he had high praise for Patrick Graham as well.
Yay, 38 years old. 25 Yay. Come on, dude. Seriously. Here's the problem. That just shows how poor their depth is and how poorly they draft. Because he was still effective last year. Out of all those defensive line, this guy's going to be great. This guy's the next one. Hey, this one, from the Lyra Milks to the this to the that,
Yeah, but Eddie, I'm pretty sure he'd have been effective on anybody's defensive line.
We'll
He's pretty good.
Your best ability is what? Your availability. You didn't have it last year, so we'll see.
Cam Hayward. There's a lot of girls. There's a lot of girls thirsty at 2:30 in the morning, boys.
There are.
He has no other game in town. Let me tell you.
Hayward, get me a soda. Hayward, get me a hot dog. He's in Cohen all the time.
Hayward, did you give me a coffee? Hayward,
let's go. But
he's like Ramon in the movie The Proposal.
Yeah.
Relax, don't do it.
Let your body get yeah. Oh Lord!
All right.
What do you do with him? Do you really pay all that money? He's due a roster bonus. Let me see what it is. I think it's
who?
Hayward. His roster bonus might be $13 million or something. Let me see.
He did play last year, though, boys.
He did. He did play. He did have a good
problem.
He did have a good season last year, no doubt about it.
So let's see how much he's owed. So his roster bonus is $12.95 million. They have to pick up, what is it, March 4th or something like that? Something crazy like that.
Well, they have what, like 37 million?
They do not. You're wrong.
No, I know I saw that number.
You are wrong. They actually have $44.768 million.
Well, who'd they let go? They got extra.
Let's see, sir. Let's see. Who did they let go? This page doesn't say it. Sorry, sir.
Either way, I think there's going to be a couple cap hits, right? We're going to have to see a few people.
Yeah, of course.
I'm pretty sure that the Patrick Queen should move on with the amount that he's looking for, but that leaves a gaping hole, middle linebacker.
Patrick Queen only makes $17 million.
Oh, is that it?
That's nothing compared to some guy named Tajaja Watt, who makes $42 million. That's the problem. And Metcalf at 31, I'd trade them both. Bring me
Good
back.
good segue before we talk Super Bowl, because I know we're running out of time here. What do you guys think of this jackass up in Detroit? Has filed a $100 million lawsuit against DK Metcalf and a bunch of others. I think this guy's going to get his ass handed to him in court. He's saying that he was assaulted and defamed as a racist and all this stuff. I think this guy's going to get his ass handed to him in court.
Billy, I think he's going to make 7 figures because it'll go away. Easily, he'll just make it go away. He'll get him.
That's a shame because he shouldn't. Metcalf should have got his right, exactly, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But,
and you're right. If he's paying $1 million, I'm sure Metcalf will want to revisit that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Get $1 million worth out of it.
Yeah. He should have. He should have connected. So. All right. It's hard when you're punching up, though. So, let's talk a little Super Bowl 60. Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots. A rematch of a few years back. What do you guys like? I know both teams entering this season were long shots. The preseason odds. I think. What was it? 60-1 for Seattle, and I believe 80-1 for New England. It's what was it last time they met? 2015, I think. Yeah, because that was the goal line interception. That was the goal line interception in Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Morons threw the ball.
But what do you guys like? What are you thinking here? I'm kind of. I don't know. I know Seattle's a 4.5 point favorite.
Yep.
I think the over-under's at 45.5, I believe.
Yep.
So, I think it's a good quarterback battle. You've got Sam Darnold, who's really resurged, and you got an up and comer with Drake May that at age 23 could be the youngest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. So.
Well, I think when the first line came out, the DraftKings and all those played 80-some%, like almost 85% of the money being bet was bet on the Seahawks. Now it's 64%, so that's come down a lot. 20%'s come down a lot. You got Christian Gonzalez versus Jackson Smith and Jigba. You got the young kid Will Campbell versus whoever they put on there. You've got just unbelievable matchups up and down.
Kenneth Walker.
You have Sam Darnold versus Sam Darnold. Will he revert back to some bad habits?
Will we see ghosts again?
Yeah, you have all that stuff. Well, Vrabel's going to force him to be uncomfortable. They're going to do the same thing to Drake May or Darake Maye, according to Key and Peele. But I think it's going to. I don't think it's going to be that. It does. I don't know. I'm personally taking the Seahawks plus the points.
Yeah. Well, could this be a defensive duel? Could this be a low-scoring game? I know it's at 45.5. Do you think that it's going to potentially? Could this be a snoozer in the first half, and then like the scoring picks up in the second half? Both teams rank in the top 4, I think, in scoring defense. McDonald, I think, has done a great job revamping that defense. You can say the same on the other side with Vrabel. It's been the way I see the Patriots defense, it's suffocating, right? And especially throughout the playoffs, suffocating defense. Everybody was talking about Houston's defense, and I can remember when they faced each other, I said, well, hey, New England's got a good defense too. And they definitely showed out throughout the playoffs. I don't know. Is this going to be a good game? Is this going to, what do you guys think?
Mac, get in there.
I'll jump in. Sure.
Yeah.
I think the game has stories all over the place. You got Darnold with this redemption story from a bust basically
Yeah.
to come back and be a Super Bowl winner potentially. It's insane.
Right.
Drake May coming out of nowhere, the Patriots revamping themselves to be back on the map, like months, not years, months after they dominated the league for 20 years. There's just so many stories. By the way, you got to mention this thing with Kraft and Belichick. Are we kidding ourselves? Anyway,
craziness. I tell you what, that panel ought to be ashamed of themselves. They had to completely just dissolve that panel and get new.
It's insane, Bill.
It's
ridiculous. And then you got Tom Brady being there, not voting for anybody and saying he's not rooting for anyone. Maybe he's trying to stay unbiased, or that he's picked first ballot. I don't know what he's doing.
He's rooting for the Seahawks because I really believe he doesn't want to see. I really believe he doesn't want to see this team.
Belichick's gone. He's rooting for the Patriots. He's rooting for the Patriots 100%.
Well, yeah, but he's bringing in Kubiak, so he doesn't want to say that. But whatever. That's a whole different story. I think it's a great game. I think it is going to be low scoring, Bill.
I think it's a good matchup. I think it really is a good matchup.
I think you have a note there from Professor Robin Simmons.
Yeah, my Super Bowl prediction: close in first half. Sea Chickens pull away in second half. Seahawks 31, Patriots 13.
Wow, blowout.
I like it. I'm with Robin on that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you guys have that Yinzer bias though.
Yeah. Well, I'll throw my score out. I have to do this, gentlemen. 23-20 Patriots. I know you're shocked. Go ahead.
We're not shocked. We know you're not. You just don't want to be in a doghouse.
No,
she watches the show, by the way. Watches the show, by the way.
Somebody with the initials.
It's called minding your P's and Q's. I can attest.
Minding the season ends. I mean, first name Celia, last name. I mean, he ain't no fool. I'm taking the Patriots with the points. I'm just doing it. That's me. I don't have a score because they haven't played in a while. I mean, the defenses the Patriots beat, if they end up beating Seattle, they've beaten 4 of the top 5 defenses in the NFL this past year. That's impressive. That is.
Yes.
I mean, the Seahawks played, 49er defense that they asked Tracy and I to last week. There you go. Tracy and I got called up by the Niners last week, a couple weeks ago. To play.
See, I told you.
So that's why I think the Darnold's going to see stuff he hasn't seen before. Gonzalez is a lockdown corner. So it's going to be interesting. And they can get after the pass rusher. They can get after him. I mean, across the front of the Seahawks defense this year, their front 4, each one of them has 7 sacks. So with rushing 4, they've produced 28 sacks. Not bad. But they're facing a better offensive line. Will Campbell, I think, can hold up. It's going to be close. I'm taking the Pats.
I think it's going to be a good game. I do. I think it's going to be. It could be a game that comes down to the wire. I'm kind of leaning towards it too, Ed. I'm kind of liking the Patriots more. I'm just kind of liking the Patriots more.
They got Vrabel. Yeah. Vrabel's a hell of a coach. I mean, they got a lot of it in there. And if they win,
I do like Mike Vrabel. I think he's an awesome dude.
Yeah, imagine you could have had him this year too. Had they waited, or had they done it last year, would have had Vrabel. What a coach that would have been. Drafted by the Steelers. That's your ultimate story.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's, hey, who I think has the most pressure? I mean, Drake May, I don't think has a lot of pressure, right? I mean, he's 23. He's coming into this game like, hey, he's going to try to just win this game and do what be the youngest to quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl at age 23. He's playing with house money, okay? Who I think has the most pressure is Sam Darnold.
No question.
I mean, this is going to, if he loses this game, there's a good chance he's not going to go back. And he may go down as one of those quarterbacks that, hey, he was up and down. He surged for a while, but he couldn't win the big one. And, and that sticks with you the rest of your life. Ask Dan Marino, So, but
well, also there's that youth thing, Bill. When you've never failed, Drake Mayish, right? You don't think you can fail. Darnold's already failed how many times? So that ghost thing that you were joking about a little, that's real. He
Yeah.
sees that. That's a real image to him.
Well, the problem with it, he sees it in his own head. It's him versus
I know.
It's like I agree, Ed. It's Sam Darnold versus Sam Darnold.
Yep.
It's Sam Darnold versus Sam Darnold. He has to beat himself.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at it, I mean, look at some of the ups and downs he's had in his career. The Jets, the Panthers. Going to Minnesota and having a hell of a year and kind of laying an egg in the playoffs, right?
San Fran.
Yeah. And now, here we go. He goes to Seattle, resurges his career, and this is it. This is, like I said earlier, this cements his career if he wins this game. So the pressure's on him. I mean, it's on him.
He answered it big in the championship game, though. Boy, he had a great game.
He did. But I just think Seattle. Now, you guys, what do you guys think? Seattle hasn't faced a defense like this. Nope. They haven't. They haven't faced a defense that just gets at you from every angle. And like I said, they're suffocating. They just suffocate teams.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're right. If they force Darnold to make one mistake, I want to see what he does after.
Right. You're absolutely back. He's going to be stuck in his head, man.
Between the years,
the head games would come into play. Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah. Between the years, it might be, might be
But that might be where an experienced quarterback like Darnold might settle down and just actually play the game, and that's where the game you're looking for comes into play. Then all of a sudden he starts connecting, leading them right because he has Najigba's one of his receivers, right?
Najigba,
Yeah,
I like him. Him and his brother, I like those guys. I think that guy, he's a solid player.
He has a good running game in Kenneth Walker. I mean, Kenneth Walker is a, has really, we always say that.
Cabernet factor is going to hurt them, though.
Yeah.
Since he's ACL and he's out, that's going to hurt him.
Yeah, I agree. That's a big blow to them. So, but all right, we got like 7.5 minutes left. Let's switch some gears. Let's talk a little Penguins hockey. Guys, 6-game winning streak ended on Monday with a loss to the Ottawa Senators. And last night you had a loss in Long Island against the Islanders.
You got to play Buffalo.
Yeah, you got to play one of the hottest teams on Thursday. Just a team that's really come out of nowhere. I mean, what are you thinking? Should we be panicking a little bit or no? I mean, I'm not really. I think
not at all.
I'm not panicking at all either. I think that this team really. I mean, last night I think they kind of beat themselves. I think there was Stuart Skinner didn't have a good game last night. I thought that there was a lot of, and I'll say this about Monday night's game. That was a very that goal call was very, I don't know. I thought there was some bad officiating. I'm not making any excuses for the Penguins Monday night, but there was some bad officiating in that game.
Rubbish.
I thought there was a lot to be, a lot left to be desired. Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome, sir. Perhaps the Olympic break is coming at the right time, William?
I think it is.
So.
I think it is. I think it really is. I mean, you got the loser point last night in the 5-4 loss in overtime. But, I really believe they beat themselves last night. I mean, when I watched that game, and by the way, I had to just turn I turned the sound off and I listened to Borky and Joe Brandt because I don't know. I just can't. Eddie Olczyk, I like him, but there's other guys. I'm just not and I cannot stand the intermission with them on TNT. I just cannot stand those guys. I don't know. Something just kind of, I don't know.
Rubs you the wrong way.
Yeah, I don't like their commentary. I really don't. I'm not a fan of their commentary. So, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this break is this really coming at the right time?
Yeah. I mean, how many games did they play this week?
I don't think there's any doubt about it. I mean,
Right.
you go into it with winning 7 out of your last 10. And I mean, I don't know what's going to happen on Thursday, but, I mean, they lost 2 games by a goal, 3-2, 5-4. You can't come in much hotter than that, winning 7 out of 10. So perfect timing. Take a knee. Let's gather ourselves. We're set in second place in the Metro. Hopefully we can stay there. I don't know what the Islanders do. I mean,
Well,
they're
even
like
just
a
get a
point
few
above the
practices.
Islanders right now.
Right, even just get a few practices, get them rhythms going. Because Malkin and that new line mate, I can't remember his name. That's just amazing.
Chinnikov.
Oh man, that's a nice teammate right
Well, yeah,
there.
he scored a beautiful goal last night. I'm going to say one thing about last night's game. The defenseman Ilya Solo, I can't ever pronounce his name. Soloyov.
Close
He screened Skinner. That was like terrible. That was terrible. I mean, for the love of God, don't screen your own damn goaltender. I mean, that goal that he gave up was not his fault. I think it made it 3-2 at that point. But terrible play by Soloyov. I mean, you cannot screen your damn goaltender. I mean, if I'm Stuart Skinner, I would have been pissed at him because it was clear and present. I mean, even Phil Bourque commented. He's like, "My God, you cannot screen your goaltender like that."
Yeah.
So I'd rather make that mistake right now than in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, but what do you think about you're going to Buffalo tomorrow night? What do you think? I mean, they win this game. I mean, you kind of like can have breathe a little bit of sigh of relief going into this Olympic break that hey, we beat one of the hottest teams in the NHL. To close out the the long Olympic break, but.
It'll be a tough task. It's in their barn.
Yep.
It's going to be tough. They're really hot,
Yep.
and they're flying, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Want to pick your brain on one other thing, guys. Are you guys going to watch the Winter Olympics? I mean, I'm going to watch the hockey, and I might watch a little bit of the skiing, but other than that, I don't get into the bobsledding. I don't get into, I don't like speed skating. I don't like, I'm going to watch some hockey, and I'm probably watch some downhill skiing. The downhill skiing.
I already watched today. I watched curling all day.
Oh my God! I would rather. I don't know. I'd rather watch a live colonoscopy, I think, than watch curling.
It's sort of the same thing.
I mean, my God.
Let me check the schedule, Bill. I think I have a.
Watch somebody sweep freaking ice.
Bill, he's got his Thursday, the 18th of February. There you go.
Yeah. We say that, but we had an explosive team. They were pretty good. They were fun to watch. All those dads.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I think Canada's going to win this. I do. The U.S., they left too many guys off the roster. I mean, how can you not have Caulfield on there for crying out loud?
Right.
I mean, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I think Canada's going to win.
By the way, did anybody watch Miracle on Netflix?
No.
Oh, man, it is so good. I mean, you hear stories you haven't heard before. It's really, really good.
About the 80 Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really, really good.
I'll have to check that out. So, all right, real quick, Pirates report to spring training next week. Pitchers and catchers report, and then you have a few days after that, you have the rest of the squad come in. I believe the first workout's the 14th. I want to say 15th.
Yeah.
And the first game's 21st. Great. You got I believe it is the Baltimore Orioles. I believe is their first game, February 21st.
I think the one thing we got to watch, Billy, is the shortstop. Is it
Matty Mills.
Connor Griffin? Is his name?
Yeah.
It's he is a first round pick and he's like 19. He has a potential to make the roster, opening day roster, and if he does, that's going to do some really good things for us and allow us to move things like Nick Gonzalez as a utility player for us. I think we'll be in good position in the infield then.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on a limb and say they're going to be under 500 this year.
Ooh, I think they're going to be right at 500. I just don't know if they'll be over.
I haven't lost this bet in 6 years.
Good statement.
It's just and really their outlook should be to go find a beach that far away from here and enjoy themselves, as opposed to
But
another.
the Steens and them signing those 2 bats, they're going to get another bat from somewhere.
Yep.
Just don't know where yet.
And the Riverhounds, Ed, our team that we cover, has doing some preseason. They won Monday, 2-win win over the Richmond Kickers. They've got some local teams that they're playing. They're playing Duquesne, I believe, on the 18th. They're playing Duquesne at Highmark Stadium, and then they've got West Virginia on the 27th, and then the University of Pittsburgh on the 28th. So,
yeah. It's time for soccer, boys.
Just for everybody's situational awareness, all home preseason matches are free and open to the public. Okay.
Wow.
So just throwing it out there. We'll be down soon to cover. I know Ed and I are going to be covering. We're going to be hitting it pretty hard here real soon. So, but yeah. So look for that. All right, gentlemen. I think that about does it. So enjoy. Huh?
What about Pitt in the bottom of the ACC now after those back-to-backs, Virginia and Clemson?
Fire him.
Yeah, I mean, fire this guy for the love of God. Get rid of this jackass.
I mean,
enough's enough.
They're 2-8 in the ACC play now. I mean, wow.
How'd they win 2 games?
If you're Bill Hillgrove and Curtis Aiken, how do you call those games with any type with any yeah, true, with any
Oh, the hell with it. No one's listening anyway, right?
with any ounce of enthusiasm. I mean, how do you do that? I mean, I just
it's a great point. They're terrible. They are terrible.
I mean, I just can't. Oh, I don't know how
you'd
those
call
guys
them everyone. You'd call them every name in the book like you were in the back alley.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You got to do something, man.
All those Bob Uecker quotes are going through my head, Eddie.
Oh my God.
I mean, last in the ACC.
One hit.
I mean, what is this going to take to get
that one?
What is it going to take to get this guy fired? I mean, literally, what's it going to take?
Well, the problem is they have no NIL that they're willing to spend on basketball.
Right. They did just get a donation there. There was like 30-some million just came over to them. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. Hopefully they throw it towards that.
Well, the thing is they have 3 sports that are doing well. Volleyball is top 5 in the nation every year. Men's and women's soccer is, notoriously in the top 20 every year. Their baseball program's not horrible. Their football program just stinks. And what do you make of of them covering up A Crusher Stadium and making the 51,000 be the attendance?
Well, I think it's they should have done that a while ago because it's embarrassing when you have all those empty seats there. I mean, they ought to have their own stadium. They had to build it on campus, and it should be like 35,000. It should be like a 40,000 size stadium, and be done with it. It's embarrassing. They had to do something. I mean, you have entire sections of just empty seats. I mean, it's just the optics have not looked good for a long time. So
yeah. They got Duke and Carolina coming up in the next 2 games.
Oh, jeez. Duke's going to play their backups and rest their starters.
We suck again.
Yeah. They'd still be favored by 11.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's insanity.
I'd bring your junior college recruits in and say, "Hey, this guy suit up. You guys can beat these bums."
Exactly. You have to do something like that.
How do you pronounce this guy's name? Don't worry about it. It's fine.
He's not going to be there long.
It's just one game. It's just one game. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
It's one game NCAA exception. We got just for that.
All right.
But
Good
we're
stuff,
playing
guys.
Duke.
Huh?
We're playing Duke.
Good
Coach.
stuff,
Don't
guys.
worry. It's one night.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back next week. We'll
See
talk
you
to you
later.
talk to you later.
Gentlemen.